Laura Lynch, first of all, congratulations on winning the 12th Annual Justicia Awards.
Thank you very much.
My question for you is, what compelled you to pursue this story at this particular time?
Well, I have to mention right away that I was working in tandem with Lucy Bailey, who is a producer at the BBC World Service, who, like me, went to law school, got called to the bar, went back to journalism. And it actually began with an idea of Lucy's to do an expansive series about the rule of law, because so many leaders around the world had been chanting the rule of law almost like a mantra as being the key to a successful society. So we were struggling with how to actually turn that into compelling radio, something that a general audience would want to listen to and understand. And we realized we would have to actually narrow that down, and so we chose judges, because judges are pivotal to the rule of law. And from there on in, it was a matter of trying to determine how we could move forward, what kinds of issues we were going to look at, and most importantly, which judges we were going to talk about and talk to.
And what was the biggest surprise for you?
I think because of our ability to go so broadly with this. I mean, this is a story that sets the Canadian justice system in context against the wider world. What really surprised me was how many judges out there struggle in a system that doesn't really recognize the rule of law at all, and how much the Canadian system adheres to that, which can tend to make people here perhaps a bit complacent, when in fact the reality is that there are many, many judges all over the world and lawyers who are struggling against a system that tries to constantly defeat the rule of law. And there are a lot of very brave judges out there who are trying to buck the system to make things right, but they're in a heck of a struggle. Another thing we learned throughout all of this is the way that different countries, different power structures interpret the rule of law. I think that our own Western liberal democratic concept of rule of law isn't exactly interpreted the same way in other countries, perhaps like Russia, perhaps like Colombia, and that is why judges there are having such a struggle, because they don't understand the idea that all people are equal under the law, or they're willing to bend the concept of that or recognize it what am I trying to think of? They're willing to recognize it in words but not in reality. They're saying for example, the president of Russia, Dmitry Medvedev, constantly talks about the importance of the rule of law, and yet you can see throughout the legal system in that country that the rule of law is constantly abused.